Hey guys, welcome back. So a few days ago I made a video about one of my concept ideas for Hypixel Skyblock, and that was pet essence. This is the second video in my journey to getting a creative mind. This time I made a complete revamp to alchemy as a skill, and I actually made Barry useful as a mayor, so that's something to look forward to. But yeah, this video took a long time to make. A lot of long hours of building, coding. So I will get right into it with the explanation. So what we've gone and done is now, when you brew a potion, you'll actually get something called potion dust. And this potion dust is very useful for one of the other features that we've added, because this potion dust will start the fairy rescue. Now the fairy rescue is a bit of a complicated concept, but I will try and explain it to the best of my ability. If you've played Rayman Legends, that will help you understand it quite a bit, because that's where I got the concept from. Now, I did want to say all of these suggestions are keeping in mind Hypixel's plans for 1.0, what they've commented on about the skills currently, and how they said they wanted skills to be different from level 1 to 60. Instead of just doing the same thing from level 1, like plant a sugarcane farm and farm for 30 hours, get level 100 farming, they wanted it to vary along the way. So I think what I've got planned encompasses that pretty well, and it definitely takes into note everything that Hypixel has said they wanted to do in the 1.0 update. So I'm over here at Tia the Fairy, and she's actually going to play a big part in the Alchemy Revamp that I've got planned. So with the Fairy Rescue, of course that's going to have something to do with Tia the Fairy, and this will actually have a little bit of a lore implication for Skyblock, but I'll get into that in some of the later videos of the series, so stick around for that. But Tia the Fairy will act as Mort, basically, for the new Fairy Rescue. And this can be... the Fairy Rescue can be compared to either Catacombs or Super Pairs. It's sort of a mixture of both in a way. But I will explain that later, because as I said, it's quite complicated. But Tia the Fairy, once you get Alchemy 15, there will be either a quest to go find her in the hub, and she will tell you where to go, or you can go through the wizard portal. I'm thinking that would probably be the better idea. So use the wizard portal to get to the Fairy Rescue, and then you can use Tia at the Fairy Rescue hub to start one of the rescues. So I'm gonna start explaining the Fairy Rescue as best as I can now. So you'd start by, you have to brew some potions, so we're keeping that aspect of the old alchemy. You brew potions, but now, when you brew them, you get alchemy XP, but you also get this new thing called potion dust. And so when you talk to Tia, you use the potion dust to start the Fairy Rescue, like you'd use XP levels to start Super Pairs. So, there's 4 stages of the Fairy Rescue, varying in difficulty, just like Super Pairs. The higher alchemy level you have, the higher Fairy Rescue you'll be able to do, and the more potion dust it will cost to start. So I've gone ahead and actually created what I think 2 or 3 of these environments would look like. So the first one would be a tree, very natural theme, sort of the fairy vibes. It's all quite magical. The second would be unlocked at Alchemy 25, is the mushrooms. At Alchemy 35, you'd unlock the end. Or Alchemy 30, you'd unlock this end void sort of thing. And at Alchemy 40, you would get one that looks sort of like the Catacombs, which is the lore part. But I haven't built that because you can sort of imagine what it would look like. That same same block palette and aesthetic as the catacombs. So this is the easiest one. This is the Magic Forest. You'd be able to use this at Alchemy 15, and it wouldn't cost a lot of potion dust to start. So you come along, do some parkour, and there'd be secrets like that, but I'll explain that later. You don't miss your jumps. And yeah, so in the first one, there would be 10 rooms. And all for the magical forest, the rooms would go up and up the tree. So the tree, it would be a big tree, and you'd just slowly make your way up the tree, completing the parkour and trying not to fall. You'd get 3 lives, maybe 5, depends on how hard Hypixel wants to make the jumps. But you go through, and if you fell, you'd start back at the start of the room. So if I fell over there, I'd have to come back to here and do that jump again. So, when you finish the level, there will be a special room with a fairy in it, and you can rescue that fairy. Now, rescuing the fairy will give you a bunch of alchemy XP and a bunch of magic dust, which we'll talk about later. Magic dust is different to potion dust, and I'll explain why. But I said it was like dungeons, and this is how. So it's like single-player dungeons. You can start a run, go through, and depending on how fast you did it, and how many times you fell, and how many secret potions you found, you'll actually get a score from D to S+. And obviously the higher score you get, the more rewards you will get as well. So if we head over to mushrooms, the mushrooms are the second environment unlocked at Alchemy 20 or 25, somewhere around there. Yep, basically the same. Maybe introduce some new concepts like you saw there, a slime block jump. Nothing new really from that. You go through, there'll be multiple rooms with mushrooms, then you'd get to the end, and you'll actually see, you might notice I've put in the secret potions here and there. So, this one, the tree will have 10 levels, right? And you'll have to do those in a set time. Hypixel can sort all that out if they want, because it's their jumps. These are just suggestions. For the mushrooms, you come through, there'll be 15 levels, so it'll take a little bit longer to get through the parkour. But they'll adjust the time so that it won't be the same time requirement as this one. But you'll be able to find secret potions, and I think this is a good opportunity to explain those. So as you go through the levels, on the walls, which I haven't built, there'll be symbols or some sort of way to tell what type of room it is, like there is in the catacombs. You've got green rooms, pink rooms, purple rooms, brown rooms, all that. There'll be that in the fairy rescue as well. So there'll be the treasure rooms, the standard rooms, and the final room as far as I've created so far. And there'll be 5 different types of each of those. So this is an example of a treasure room for the mushrooms. There might be 5 different types, and you'll like, if you don't have mods, you'll have to remember where all of the secret potions are for each of those 5 variations. So what you can do is you come along here, and if you remember where the secret potions are, you come in, and while you were doing the run, you'd grab the potions. And at the end of the run, you'll actually get those potions like you would with books in the Super Pairs. And those will also be added to your score. Each of those will provide like +5 score, for example, like getting secrets in a dungeon. So you have to memorize the walls to determine whether it's a trap room or whether it's a treasure room or not. And if it is a treasure room and you can tell by the walls, then you have to find all of the secret potions that'll be higher level than the God Pot and be worth hopefully a lot of money, but you know, the auction house I don't really have any control over, neither does Hypixel. That'll be up to the players to decide how much the potions will be worth. So the third environment is the end, and it's pretty similar to the mushrooms, but it's going to have a different aesthetic. I personally really like this aesthetic with the purple and pink versus the brown. The black, not brown. But yeah, this is another treasure room example. You come in, get the potions, just do the parkour. Yeah, there's 3 potions per treasure room. but that can be increased with your Heart of Magic. I'll talk about that in a sec. So the end would be unlocked at Alchemy 30 or 35, some like higher level, and it would provide a lot more XP, and these potions would be higher level depending on which environment you're in. So if you're over in the first environment, the potions wouldn't be very high level, just like with Super Pez, you don't get high level books in the earlier levels. The mushrooms, there's like a very small chance to find level 10 and 11 potions. And then the end, it's a small chance, and the Catacombs one, it would be a decent chance. And those potions would hopefully be worth like a mil to maybe 75 mil, I guess, if it's really useful. Right, so now I'm going to talk about the Heart of Magic, which is a new system similar to the Heart of the Mountain that we have for mining. And so there'll be, at the moment, 5 tiers. They might add 6 and 7 later. That's up to them. But this is what magic dust is used for. So the magic dust you'll get at the end of a run. So this is an example chest from the end of the first level, the Magic Woods run. You'd get a lot of alchemy XP, some magic dust, and if you got all 3 secret potions, there they are, and you could claim that, and you'd get all of that stuff. So the magic dust is used to level up your skills in the Heart of Magic. And the Heart of Magic itself can be leveled up by completing fairy rescue runs. Pretty straightforward. I'm going to go through all of these example Heart of Magic buffs. If you want, just skip ahead a few minutes because this might take a while and it's not that interesting. But if you are, just keep watching. These are interesting. So the Witch's Affinity will give you extra potion duration for each level. Dust Collector will give you more magic dust at the end of each fairy rescue. The Runner's Dream will give you a higher chance of finding an extra of those magic potions. The Magical Map is like the Dungeons map. It'll give you... This is one of the... abilities. The Fairy's Blessing will give you a chance to get an extra respawn. So like I said, you'd have 3 or 5, maybe 10, I don't really know. You'd have a set amount of respawns. But when you level this up, it would let you have a higher chance to get an extra respawn. So if you're lucky, you could get like 15 deaths in one run if that kept triggering. The professional S and S plus fairy rescue runs give 25% more magic dust. So, like I said before, if you get a fast run and you don't die a lot, and you get all of the secret potions, you'll get a ranking from D to S plus. Speedrunner, fairy rescue runs gain 100 magic dust per minute under 15 minutes. I'll have to explain this one because it's a little bit hard to understand. But if you had a 15-minute run, and you had this passive unlocked, you wouldn't get any extra magic dust at the end. But if you did that run in 14 minutes, you get another 100 magic dust. 13 minutes, you get 200 magic dust, so on. And if you did it in like 7 minutes, you'd get 800 extra magic dust. Helping Hand will be unlocked at Heart of Magic 5. Reduces the time required for S and S plus score. So this is a useful one for running because you actually can take a little bit more time to get secrets. So this one will just mean that it's easier to get S and S plus scores. You got Parkourist, gives a 1% chance to start the fairy rescue with a compass that will point to the secret potions. Got Concoctor, brewed. So when you brew a potion, you get magic dust. This will give you more magic dust per potion. Discounted fairies, you will need. This makes it so you need less magic potion dust to start a fairy rescue. Elven Ally. Oh, I'll explain these ones a little bit later because I haven't got into that yet. So this side is focused on fairy rescue. This middle column is focused on dust collection of magic and potion, and this is the epitome of magic. I haven't thought of the buffs for that, but they'd be pretty good buffs, as you'd expect, just like the peak of the mountain. So I'll get into talking about the Elven creations. So Elven creations are my new system of, it's like the Forge, but for alchemy. And so you'd be able to get new, really good items. You'd be able to get items that would like buff potions, buff potion durations, buff the level of potions. Maybe also some mage weapons, unique high tier mage weapons. So, or transition weapons between the mate from like Spirit Scepter to Hyperion at that like 100 to 200 mil range. So sort of the magic it's like the Forge, you get more things to more better items once you get a higher Heart of Magic, just like you would with the Heart of the Mountain. Uh but so these buffs on this right side all affect the Elven Creation Chamber. So reduces the time of Elven creations, forward planning. Okay, this is an interesting one actually. This is a passive buff. So an ability. Every day, one environment will be chosen at random, and playing on that environment will give 2 times all of the rewards. So you can actually get 6 potions per run, essentially. So this is sort of like season Mineman, or could also be like Skymore, whichever you feel. But it will choose like between the End, Mushroom, Magic Forest, and Catacombs, and it will pick one of these, and yeah, as it says, playing it will give 2 times rewards. So you can either, if it picks a high level, you might be able to play that. If it picks a low level, you can decide if you're gonna get more rewards from that, or if you're gonna get more rewards from doing your high level ones. You've got Dust Locator. When you find a potion in a Fairy Rescue run, it will actually give you Magic Dust. These 2 passives, Hero of Magic. This one's a little complicated. So each rescued fairy, so you get rescued fairies from completing the fairy rescue, gives you an extra chance to get double the magic dust at the end of a fairy rescue. So that one can stack up really well if you've done a ton of fairy rescues, because that chance just keeps increasing until you get a 100% chance to get double magic dust. Magical creations. Each Heart of Magic level reduces Elven creation time by 5%. So currently I'm at Heart of Magic 5, just so I can show you everything. So it would reduce the creation time by 25%. Now the tier 5 would be Treasure Hoarder, and gives a 70.75% chance per level for a treasure room to spawn with 5 secret potions. So that would be an extra room on top of the 10, 15, 20, whatever it is. So we've gone all over the fairy rescue. I'm pretty sure I've explained everything, but TLDR, basically super pairs, run through parkour, find high level potions and alchemy XP. Yeah. So I'll get into Barry now, because that is probably one of the things that I think you guys will be looking forward to. I have made Barry useful. So I'm here in the election room. It's year 200, so Derpy over there is about to be the mayor. But I've come here for a more important reason, and that is this guy right here, Barry. Oh my god, he's so useless. If I look at his perks, so I'll come over here. Last time he got elected was because of a meme. Enchanting and anvils cost 15% less experience. Nobody uses enchanting anymore on the enchantment table, and nobody uses anvils. So, how I propose to fix Barry and actually make him viable is his perks will now be something along the lines of potions give more potion dust, so you can start fairy rescue runs easier. Fairy rescue runs give more magic dust, so you can level up your Heart of Magic quicker. His other buff will be Alchemy XP, increased by 5-10%, something like that. And the last one will be a rare one, sort of like Cole's Mining Fiesta. Barry will have an event that will basically, it's like Marina and Cole. It'll do something like that where you can get extra rewards at the end of fairy rescue runs, and those will be valuable, like special event items that will be worth a fair bit of money and can probably use for maybe some armor set or some new weapon. So that's all I have to explain for my Alchemy Revamp. I think this is I'm not sure if it's the best idea I've had, or the best idea that I've got coming up in this series, but if Hypixel sees this, do let me know. Even if you don't like the idea, I think the Fairy Rescue is like if it was in Skyblock, I would play it personally. I think do one rescue a day, get that alchemy level up. It would be a good system, and I think Hypixel does need more daily things to do instead of super pairs. But yeah, that's the Fairy Rescue and my Alchemy Overhaul, the Heart of Magic, the Elven Forge, everything. If you have any questions or suggestions, put them down in the comments. Just a reminder, I'm going for the Creative Mind. I have a lot more ideas on the way. I've got revamps for foraging, combat. I'm gonna make the Colosseum useful, and fishing and farming as well. Those ones are one of like my less developed ideas because I don't know how to. I'm still figuring out how to revamp those. But when when those videos come out in maybe a few weeks, look forward to that. Remember to do the thing with the thing. You know what I mean? Do the thing. And I will see you in the next video.